Hey everybody, this is PyjamaPrime, finally back for hopefully a good amount of time. When I last said I'm back, blah, 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 I think I was still in school, figuring school stuff out. Yeah. Um, so it's currently summer. Not really doing much. I still don't have a job currently. So I'm home a lot. So hopefully I'll get to do a few more reviews than I did previously. Recently I've been moving my stuff around, a few of my Transformers around, and I decided to put my wreckers, bam, right here next to my bed. So that got me thinking that I should get, well, I know that I keep telling myself that I should get back into reviewing. And what better way to do that than my favorite team ever, the Wreckers. I know that the Wreckers are probably everyone's favorite team, but I have a cool place in my heart-beaty thing for them. No, I was never really. I never read the UK Marvel comics of them. I got the affinity for them from some of those IDW comics, and obviously Last Stand of the Wreckers. I mean, whoever hasn't read them is a maniac and needs to go buy them somehow. But yeah, I figured that I would try and kick off my reviewing by doing the Wreckers, and I will make it my plan to do a Wrecker review every day until I'm done. And I intend to get more Wreckers, so when those come in, then I'll continue doing Wrecker reviews. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna start off with Guzzle. You guys vote to, I don't know how well you can see all of them, but vote or comment on which one you want to see next. There's DOTM Human Alliance Whirl, Roadbuster, Defender, Springer, Blur, Device Label Blaster. I've done Device Label Blaster, but I am willing to review him again. Same with Roadbuster. I think I've reviewed Roadbuster. Cup is there. Perceptor is there. Wheeljack, Drift, Inferno, Sea Spray, and BotCon. What was his name? Spark. Or Pyro. So, vote or comment which one you want to see and see next. So maybe I'll put up a reminder.
Alright, stop. Pajama time.
Okay, so here is Guzzle, the smallest of my Wreckers, and the closest to me technically. So he gets the first review of the week. This is Guzzle with his guns on. Is this gonna help me at all? It is. It's gonna help a lot. Guzzle was introduced. Well, he wasn't introduced. He was brought into the Wreckers by Last Stand of the Wreckers, the comic book, and he had no fiction as far as I know, he had no fiction whatsoever before that. Some better Wrecker historians can tell me otherwise. I'm sure, or I could have just looked on the wiki. So he turns into a little tank, and I think I'm not sure why these A's or chevrons are on there. Maybe it's just because he's a military tank. I'm not sure, but to me, maybe it's the sci-fi geekiness in me, but that looks a lot like the Stargate symbol for Earth. It needs a dot on top of the mountain or on top of the triangle to be like to be the sun. So it does, because Earth has one sun. To actually be the Stargate symbol, but I found that kind of funny. I'm not sure what kind of tank he is. Again, if I had looked on the wiki before turning on the camera, I probably could have told you. He has some tampo details on there. There is C313 tampoed on there, and some kind of diagonal stripe pattern square going on in there. It's also on same thing as on the other side. It's got some kind of pipes or hydraulics right here. His guns rotate. They're on just pegs and ports. And the turret does not rotate at all. But that's because of transformation. He does have little wheels, so he can roll. And you can also see his little face, his tiny little face, and his tiny little, well, it's not tiny little, but his big old chest. So let's go on and transform him. First, you want to take off the guns. Leave them on my laptop. Then you're going to want to take the legs, bring those down. I'm always afraid of like snapping these. Okay. Got to separate them from. You got to separate them from these panels here. Jeez. You can flip. There we are. Jeez, that's hard. Yeah, there's a bit of stress on this side here. You got to separate them from these joints, and then you can move these to the front. There. And that also covers up the A, triangle, upside down V, whatever the hell you want to call it. Stargate symbol. Bring down his legs. And then bring down his feet. Like so. Now you have the legs done. And then you want to split the turret. Disconnect it from the barrel of the cannon. Bring these arms down. Take his elbows and rotate the arms forward. Then flip these around to reveal his hands. And there you go. I believe the instructions tell you to put his cannon down, the barrel of his cannon down. Blech. But but we all know Guzzle to have this big ass cannon sticking out of his back. It's very iconic, so I keep it that way. And then you just set that aside and take the guns. Flip this top barrel thing down, and it'll click into place. You'll hear it. Then you take this other gun and you stick it right there, and that forms this cool little double-barreled gun. Well, not really double-barreled, but like it's got a scope or something. And then you stick it in his little hand. Very nice. So, here's Guzzle in robot mode. He is of the movie, the Dark of the Moon Cyberverse line. He's a commander size, which is why he's so small, and why he's so limited in posability. There's no head rotation. It's just stuck there. You get the shoulders are on a ball joint. They will rotate. There is some in and out movement like that, but not. And there is a little bit just at the ball joint. There's no swivel at the elbow, but there is a bit of, I guess you could call it double jointedness. There's a hinge at, if you look, there's a hinge right there at the shoulder, and there's a ball joint here. So you can rotate his arm, his forearm like so, but there's not much to that. I don't know, maybe you could kind of get into a shooting pose. Not that he could look where he's going or where he's shooting. Hips are on a ball joint. I'll go forward, back, out. Hinge on the knee. It's mainly for transformation, so you could have him do this. Or I guess if you really want, you could give him like a tank mode. Chugga. But that's just silly. There's no foot articulation other than it bending up for vehicle mode. That's about it. But he's a Cyberverse, so you can't really fault him for it. If they make a more G1 Classics Guzzle, then I will definitely replace him. But until then, he's pretty darn cool for what he is. You're not going to get him. Unfortunately, you're not going to get him into too many poses. But you know what? For what happened to him in Last Stand of the Wreckers? Wait, did he die? I think he died. Did he? I can't actually remember. Again, research! No. I think he died. So, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I think, pretty sure he got ripped in half by Overlord. Anyway, so this is a pretty good figure. I would definitely recommend him for your Wrecker shelf. If you are into the Cyberverse, the DOTM Cyberverse, get him. He's definitely a cool character. You know, if you liked Guzzle as a kid, get it. You know, if you like G1 Guzzle, have him next to it. Have Cyberverse Guzzle next to G1 Guzzle, and that'd be cool. But that's about it. Not much else you can do, or not much else I can say. So I am PyjamaPrime. This is Cyberverse DOTM Guzzle. Wrecker review day, Wrecker Marathon, day 1. I will talk at you later.